Hi, I'm Rich with insideHPC. We're here at ISC 2015 in Frankfurt, Germany at the Panasas booth, and I'm here with Geoffrey Noer. Geoffrey, good to see you again.
Hi, Rich. Good to see you.
Well, great. You know, I think congratulations are in order. I understand that you guys rolled out ActiveStor 18. What is that all about?
So ActiveStor 18 is all about additional density, 1/3 higher density because of the use of 8 terabyte drives. We actually now scale to more than 20 petabytes in a single global namespace, which we've actually proven out at our largest customer in the UK.
Well, why don't we step back a little bit? What are the benefits of ActiveStor in terms of resiliency and speed and efficiency and density and all the things that you guys bring to the table?
So of course, bigger and faster is always useful in a new product release. So ActiveStor 18 does all of that. But the most important differentiators for Panasas really come down to 3 things. Because a lot of people can get performance from a number of solutions, but one of them is the access method to the system. So with a protocol like NFS that wasn't designed for high performance computing, it's not true parallel access. So there usually are filer heads in the way that require a lot of additional copying of data back and forth. So we have a protocol called direct flow that eliminates those extra hops and makes the communication efficient and fast. So that's item number 1. The next thing is reliability, and this is really where HPC meets enterprise. You really want to have, for many of these data sets, they're not just temporary files that are only being stored for a few days. They have a long life associated with them. And so you may want that high level of performance, but you can't do that without also having a very high degree of data protection. So we have RAID 6 Plus, which is an erasure code based approach, meaning we don't use hardware RAID, and it allows us to actually improve reliability with scale. And then just to quickly close out, the third thing is ease of use and manageability. And that comes from the complete appliance delivery of the solution, where it's hardware and software that's been designed together. And so our end customers experience that with every step of using the system, whether it is for extra scaling or the initial deployment.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about the RAID rebuild times, because as these drives have gotten so big, the time to rebuild the RAID can be really prohibitive, right? I mean, the thing might fail again while you're rebuilding. What do you guys do to mitigate that?
Yeah, it's a big issue, and with ActiveStor 18, we're now using 8 terabyte hard drives. So every year, the number gets larger, which is great because the sizes of data sets keeps on increasing as well. And if the drive sizes couldn't keep up, we would start to run into the size of budget spent on storage to be absolutely prohibitive. So it's great that we see those advances. However, it does put great pressures on some of the older data protection technologies. So with 8 terabyte drives, you could be looking at upward of a week to do a rebuild in a traditional hardware RAID environment. But in a Panasas case, it depends on the size of the system, because the larger the size of the system, the faster the rebuild. But a short answer would be hours instead of days or weeks.
And in cases like the enterprise where data loss is just not acceptable ever, I mean, that would seem to come into play, but also very useful for HPC, I would guess.
Absolutely, and it really is no longer about HPC or the enterprise. The two have really merged, and a majority of the HPC opportunities out there are actually in commercial industry, in a variety of markets. So it's increasingly important to have the enterprise features and the performance of an HPC parallel file system, and that's what you get with Panasas.